Another heads up here, and the obvious is just right out here in the open. We talked about the summer of chaos. We talked about how DeRay was hacked on Twitter and other social media accounts, and we showed how the conversations were saying that they planned to hit these conventions with big events so they can shut them down. They want to keep Barack Obama in power as president. They even admitted this with their own words. And with all this stuff going on, even the shooting in Dallas, what did it happen? At a Black Lives Matter rally. It wasn't just any other protest out there. It stems from this George Soros-backed group, which right now, this group called DA is in town. They are some of the wealthiest donors to Soros's Open Society. Even some of the members here in which own the house that D-Ray is living in. They're all coming together to figure out the funding for Black Lives Matter and their subgroups. Can you believe that? And guess how much money's been spent thus far? Over $500 million given to these people. So, by their own admission, Lynch was planning with these guys to cause chaos. We've shown they've been training with government reps ever since the days of Ferguson. We also just showed how D-Ray is making well over $160,000 for just one position that they've put him in inside of Baltimore. So he's not a from-the-streets activist, grassroots, all this stuff like he's claiming. He is rubbing elbows and dining with the elite here that are in power, pulling the strings. And as you can see right here, we are at the White House now for a 3-hour convening with President Obama. I can't tell you of another protester or real protest group out there that goes and has meetings with the president. It reminds me of Kaya Newkirk and this whole Democracy Spring that we just followed from Philadelphia to D.C. and how big of a sham it was. And as soon as it was over, those same individuals were at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, eating, rubbing elbows with all of these people that they were supposed to be rising up against. Everyone that's been tuned in following me, they're hip to the charade now. The gig is up. These are paid provocateurs, you might as well say, because they have an agenda being pushed by big money. And what they want to do is cause enough false flag events where they can clamp down on everyone, change the rules, the laws, the whole game. And if they can pull off something large scale, something like what happened in Dallas, but pull it off at one of these conventions, they would get everything they ever wanted in clamping down. But first they need the excuse. You see, and while no one's paying attention, they're having meetings, they're talking about the funding, they've been given $500 million, and everyone just turning a cheek. Well, when chaos hits your streets, you better know that it was paid for, it was planned. We've been trying to expose this the whole time, every step of the way. And now it comes to light that Mr. McKesson and his group of minions just got out of a 3-hour-long meeting yesterday with Obama ahead of this day of rage. So if anything happens during this day of rage, any of the chaos sparks out here anywhere, you should all know that these individuals and our president are having behind closed door meetings. It's time you get hip to it. Quick. And this is Illuminati.